I'm making a video where I draw all of your suggestions for characters, except for I draw them as this. So leave your comments on this video on what character you want me to draw as a despicable abomination. Bye-bye.
That was a mistake. I have so many absolutely nightmarish drawing suggestions that I don't even know what to do with them, so all I'm going to do is try and put a dent in the number of suggestions that you guys gave me, and I mean, whew boy. Basically what I'm saying is that in terms of suggestions, you guys did not disappoint, so thank you for that, I think. Okay, so first off, because I'm doing these in no particular order, is Tux the Penguin from Linux, which I love, by the way. Like, I was not expecting that sort of character, but great recommendation. I was actually really excited to draw it. So most of the time, Tux is pictured sitting down, so that gave me the idea to give him like a blob-like Jabba the Hutt-ish appearance, which is what I did. I also gave him giant teeth and bloodshot human eyes, so you're welcome, I think. Next up is Mickey Mouse, which was more the kind of character that I was expecting people to suggest. Still a great recommendation, obviously. I actually already have a parody character of Mickey Mouse. He's called Rick Rat, and this is one of the drawings of him. It's probably the one of him in jail. I don't know, I'm just recording audio right now. I don't know what the picture's gonna be. Maybe it's not a picture of Rick. Whatever. Moving on. I decided to ignore the character design that I already had and go with a completely fresh imagination of a terrifying Mickey Mouse, which led me to him having a more rat-like appearance in general, and I'm pretty pleased with the way that it turned out. Next up, I had the suggestion to draw Biscuit Dog. Well, so, because Biscuit Dog's OC is pretty pixelated, I had a hard time interpreting what exactly I was supposed to be drawing, so I took a little, and by a little, I mean like a ton of creative liberty, and just drew Biscuit Dog as more of a dog character, and then I made it, and then I corrupted it. Next up, I have the suggestion to draw Cuphead, but like Peter Griffin from Family Guy, and I would just like to, respectfully of course, let you know that you, individually, have had the worst idea ever conceived by humankind. Okay, now that I've gotten that out of my system, I decided not to do too much monsterification on this drawing, because it frankly doesn't need it. This is already an abomination, an atrocity, a menace to society, and so I really didn't need to do much other than just draw Peter Griffin's face onto Cuphead without editing it at all.
Look at this. Look at this thing that I've created. This is not my responsibility. This is your responsibility. The fact that this blasphemous image exists is entirely your fault, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Now we've got what I would like to refer to as the biggie, because someone commented specifically, draw the Teletubbies and make them terrifying. And to be completely honest with you, I took that as a challenge. Now, I'm aware that there is plenty of scary Teletubby art already on the internet, but I would like to try my hand at it. Something that I think can be scary about the Teletubbies is their startling uniformity in general. However, for this, I decided to go the opposite direction and give each one of them a god-awful, miserable, and downright bad personality, so each one feels unique. In addition to giving them fun little faces, I also, of course, had to exaggerate all of the proportions and give them limbs that aren't how limbs should work, and then mute the colors, and then I made the TVs in their chest glow, because why do they have TVs in their chest? Anyway, I would say that this is probably my second favorite drawing in this video, and you'll see my favorite at the end, so stick around. Now we have the request to draw Garfield as a long Furby. I imagined someone would comment Garfield at some point, And I was excited for that because if you haven't noticed,
I like Garfield.
now, I've drawn Garfield probably thousands of times, but this did throw me for a bit of a loop because I have exactly zero familiarity with drawing long Furbies. However, I winged it and I think that it came out alright. And now that we're on the subject of Garfield anyway, I'd like to go on a very brief tangent before I move on to the next drawing. So I take two art classes, Visual Art 1 and Digital Art Graphic Design 1, and I've included Garfield in every drawing, in every project, in both classes, since the beginning of the year. Not at the same time, but eventually both teachers became so fed up with the fact that I was incorporating Garfield into every single work of art that I created for both classes, that I have now been banned in not one, but two art classes from drawing Garfield. And, well, I'm upset. Moving on from the reason that I am dropping out of high school next week, my next art request was to draw Mike Wazowski. Because Mike Wazowski's already a monster character, you know, because, like, Monsters, Inc., it was relatively easy to make him more horrifying because he's already got the core design based around his eye, and if you make the eye terrifying, you make everything else terrifying as well. And then, you know, from there it's simple. You just add a couple of extra joints to his arms and bada bing, bada boom. You've got the thing that I'm going to be having nightmares about for the next month and a half. Thanks, guys. The next to last suggestion comes from someone that I actually know, by the way. Check out Illuminate on YouTube. They're great. And by great, I mean almost great because they told me to draw Pikachu with Nick Cage's face, and for that reason, I think that I have to dock a couple of points. I saw Illuminate in person the day after I saw their comment and proceeded to yell at them for several minutes about it before they told me that I didn't have to draw it, and I said I would anyway. However, admittedly, I will tell you I am cheating on this drawing. I can't draw human faces realistically worth a crap, so I traced Nick Cage's face onto Pikachu. However, we've still got the end result regardless of the fact that I cheated getting to it. Here's an image of Pikachu with Nick Cage's face. I hope you're happy. Last but certainly not least was my absolute favorite suggestion. Me. I wasn't expecting this at all, but as someone that enjoys making fun of themselves, I think that I had way too much fun drawing this version of myself. I genuinely contemplated making this my profile picture before I talked myself out of it, so, like, actually amazing suggestion. This was so much fun to draw. And one last thing, I did actually send a preview of this to the person that suggested it, and this was their response. So, I think I did good. Before I do the normal outro, I do want to say thank you so much to Cam Goes Ham for becoming the first channel member. That's really just insane. I don't think that I really anticipated anyone ever joining the channel, so thank you so much. And to everyone else, thank you so much for watching. I enjoyed making this video. It took way longer than I thought it would. It was like 15 hours in the making. But again, thank you for taking the time to watch it. Bye-bye.